Good afternoon, team. How's everyone doing?
How are you, my bro?
All good, thank you so much. All good, all good. Are you guys ready for the day? Amazing
Yes.
day ahead of us once again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, before we start anything else, let's always start the day with the positive gratitude. Put ourselves in the right mental state. What's happening, Hemo? Sorry, I'm at work today. No worries, my brother. No worries, no worries. Still appreciate you. So, guys, let's again start our day with a very positive mindset. At the end of the day, trading is very psychological. So, again, let's all remind ourselves what we are grateful for, because human beings, we tend to be very negative, super negative. And this is where we have to do some tips and tricks to kind of like always keep our mindset correct, always keep our mind in the right place. So let's write down 5 things that everyone's grateful for in the live chat, guys, and from there let's start the analysis. We'll give another 5 minutes just to let everyone else join, and then we'll start the analysis as well.
All right. Let's go.
Hey, worth waiting for George's job opening before taking any trades today. Yeah, we will be waiting for news today, for sure.
It's the time.
But the news is at 3 o'clock, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Though we should have opportunities before 3 o'clock as well. We should. We'll just give it another 2 minutes, guys. Let everyone else join, and then we'll start our analysis. Meanwhile, if you guys can, write down the things that you are very grateful. Just 5 things, Gratitude. Could be your family. It could be your health. It could be anything, that you are personally grateful for. Just write them down in the YouTube live chat. And in the next 2-3 minutes, let's start the analysis. Just give me a moment to finish my coffee as well.
How was the weather, bro, in London?
It's not too bad, my brother. It's not too bad. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It's not too
Yeah,
hot,
bro.
either. It's not too bad.
Portugal has been kinda...
Hot?
No, bro.
Cold?
That's strange, yeah. Like,
Oh yeah, I see you. You're wearing like a jacket or something.
strange time,
Yeah, you're wearing like a jacket or something.
Yeah, bro, and in home, I never use jacket, bro, Just t-shirt always. But, bro, I don't know. Kind of strange, bro. Like, gray.
For me
Looks like
personally,
London.
bro. No, for me personally, bro. Like right now in this room that I'm in, it's a very nice temperature. I just have a habit of like keeping my jacket on, because I usually, because of my feet are always cold, man. Like my body, it doesn't get cold, but my feet for some reason get very cold, very very cold. Maybe it's because I'm not as active anymore. But even when I was active, bro, like my feet would always be freezing, man. It's crazy, bro. I was some cold feet. It's crazy.
It's kind of strange the weather. Yeah. Because it used to be like good weather, bro. In this time we are in May, so normally around 30, 29, 28 degrees.
Degrees, yeah?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Used to be very nice. Even I think 1-2 weeks ago, I think I tell you, bro, about the weather here. It's gonna be raining, man. Damn.
Okay, Hemo is grateful for God, health, and being able to wake up every day. Thankful for being in the right place, for having the right high win rate, and being on the right path. Yes, sir. Moss is grateful for this coffee to keep me alive. That was funny, man. Magic keys to help me with my risk management, the endless support from my parents, grateful for the playbook I got from you guys, grateful for the 8 hours of sleep I got. That's something I didn't get today, man. So you have to be grateful for that, bro, because I wish I had that, I swear. But I couldn't get some sleep, man. I was so busy yesterday, honestly. And then I had some guests over, and you know how it is with like some of the big aunties, you know, when they start their stories, the stories just go on for time, man.
It's funny, bro. Magic keys to keep me with the risk management.
Yes, sir.
Need to thanks to Raja Banks, man. Oh, man.
Actually, there was a lot of like inventors of these like you know, calculators. There was actually a bunch of calculators.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So even the hedge funds, you know, they have their own devices and whatnot. But what Raja Banks done was very, very, very innovative for like the retail traders, you know, because most of these were only available to your top tier hedge fund guys. You know, they were not just like very available for like your retail traders. So that's where he, you know, kind of like invented that for us. And yeah, we have to be very grateful for sure.
Yeah, even the close full thing, you know.
Amazing, man. Amazing.
I know there is some hedge funds that actually has some devices to close full, like, because normally they're holding the positions, you know, and when they close full, you know, we need to like click, and then they just press one button and boom, close full everything.
You know, you see the screen.
Yeah.
Do you not think it would be easier to wait for the data release? Depending on the Xauusd data, we can see how dollars affected and then the impact on gold. Not really, because the news is dropping after the NY session, sort of like will start to come to a close, right? So not really. You got NY open volatility coming up. You got NYSE coming up. You got before NYSE you got 4 o'clock coming up. So not really. You don't need it.
Markets has been ranging for the Asian session.
Yeah, I can see it. They kind of been giving you that sort of range. They gave you a breakout and then kind of like caused a clean fake out once again. But how big is the range though when you actually look at the range? The range is actually quite decent, isn't it? It's about 100 pip range, so it's not too bad. Again, we'll be going for those intraday plays anyway. Buy or wait? Wait. But yeah, look at this now. The way they kind of like trading the, wow, look at these candles, man. When was this? 18 till, so basically 6 o'clock till then 2 o'clock you saw a very nice spike. because 1 o'clock was sort of like your agent session starting, right? And then you saw a very nice spike down, and then from there spike all the way back up. So they kind of caused a fake out over here, and then from there again dropped the price back down to the same range. So we kind of do need to see what they do on the intraday, because on the intraday now it's actually super bullish, right? Because again, technically, look at this candle here. It's kind of like starting to close back above this major support level that we have on the daily. You guys see it, right? Major level we have on the daily. And so at this point now, there's a very high chance, right? If we do start to clear this area here, we start to technically pump back up to at least this resistance level, because look at the nearest resistance level that you have on the intraday. But again, we understand how much the daily moves every single day, right? It's moved about 100 pips, so it's very realistic for it to actually give you another 100 pips, and that's going to basically align with this resistance level up there as well, since this is technically becoming a fake out. So if it is becoming a fake out now, and this is the support level which we technically are respecting once again now, since this move to the downside becomes invalid, we have a very high chance of retesting the resistance level once again on the intraday. But let's see what the New York Open does, and then I'll start our analysis, because for the first 15 minutes or so I don't want to take any trades with the New York Open, honestly. Let me take the jacket off, man. It's getting very hot in here.
That's because the coffee, bro.
Also guys, another thing, the music that we got playing on the YouTube live stream, let me know if it's like too calming, like does it put you guys to sleep? Then I'll change it, let me know. Black coffee for the win, man. It wakes you up, honestly. It wakes you up.
That's because, bro, you need to take the jack off because you like drink the coffee hot.
Bro, I'm starting to sweat, I'll be honest.
Yeah, bro, that's it happens the same, bro, when I drink coffee
hot,
like too hot, you know.
It's hot, bro, I know. But I need something cold to, you know, cool me down now. So you know what's coming up.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, let's go. Caffeine junkie. Set my coffee and now I'm having my energy drink. Crazy, man. So anyway, let's kind of like start our analysis at this point. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys again for tuning in. And so once again, let's try and understand what's happening on the monthly time frame at this point, right? So again, same thing we kind of like discussed yesterday, right? That gold most likely is technically in a phase which is considered a pullback phase rather than kind of like a rejection phase, right? So now if we are in a pullback phase, as long as we are technically below this 50% level on the monthly, we are just seeing a pullback on gold. It's nothing more than a pullback, right? It's just a pullback, because again, technically your range is quite bearish on the monthly time frame. So gold is bearish, so this could be your first pullback level, but this is just, as I said, your first pullback level, right? So 75, let's mark this out quickly. So this is your max pullback, not the first pullback, apologies. Max pullback on M. So if this is your max pullback level on the monthly, clearly thinking about it logically, there will be more pullbacks as well, right? So if we kind of go down to the weekly now, this is where we can start finding out more areas, which could be areas of interest for us. Okay, looking to the left, we have something here. Usually gold kind of like does reject off of this level here, and it also does have a resistance over here, so that's a key level for sure. Obviously we will go for this area here, since this is the rejection area for us. Price came up, retested this level and gave us a massive rejection, right? So this becomes kind of a key level for us. So at this point now, even if we measure the previous weekly range, which is essentially, oh yeah, it's literally the same area if you actually kind of like measure the previous weekly range at this point as well. So now even going off the weekly, right, let's say if this is just a pullback, what could be the first pullback level. If this is just a pullback, then again your weekly 50% is just up here. We're sort of just creeping up to this weekly 50%, which is 1960.93, right? 1960.93.
Bro, just one thing, bro. If there is some bad noise or something, just say me, because my neighborhood is like cutting the grass, you know. So.
Oh no, can't hear anything. I'll let you know if we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, previous weekly 50% is up here, and so at this point now, look, we're technically starting to get these pullback levels, right? So again, on the monthly time frame, we are technically quite bearish, but we understand that we have plenty of room to the top side before we technically start becoming bullish. So if the lower time frames kind of do align with the higher time frames and we get a sort of very nice bearish signal, this is where I would prefer to sell the markets, right? So again, technically, look at that. This was essentially the support area we saw a close above, but you know how we've seen this so many times, right? Even on the lower time frames, it breaks the highs and then it closes back below as a bearish candle. We've seen this happen so many times, right? So this is where now, if the daily range does start to reject and it does give us that sort of close below the 50% area, then we've got plenty of confirmations, right? Because again, we have the higher time frame confluences which are telling us, look, gold is actually bearish. And so at this point now, if the daily starts to also reject and it starts to give us a nice confirmation below the daily 50% level, then there is a very high chance that we can come down to retest the daily lows. Again, you know, we're not anticipating a breakout below the daily lows or a breakout above the daily highs. We are just anticipating a retest. So within this range, everything is a possibility, right? Within this daily range. And all of this range here is a realistic range for us. So if we sort of see a nasty rejection from up here and, you know, we anticipate gold to sell off for the rest of the day, this will be a very clean target, because again, gold did achieve this target today, right, on the intraday. So it is quite possible, right? So we know that this is a clean range and we can actually start aiming for the wick fill area and maybe even break of the wick fill area. If it does give us the break, then we've got the next key level, which is potentially the 50% of the previous daily candle, right? So that's the scenario. But in order for us to again look for that downside play, we need the intraday to become bearish. As of yet, your intraday is actually super bullish, so we cannot technically look for any sort of a sell position unless we can see some sort of confirmation below 59.42. So what's the safest confirmation we can look for? We can always wait for the 4H confirmation. So this will be your 1959.42 daily 50% level. And so this is where now, if we kind of go down to the 4 hour, let's see what the 4 hour is doing. Okay, so the 4H, the previous 4H ended up closing super bearish, and technically seems like this kind of here is creeping up to retest the resistance area which we have up here. And if it does start to clear this resistance level, then we've got this next bit of resistance level which we so far creeping up to retest again. So if we can see like a nasty rejection from up here, this is when you can technically start looking for those sell positions, right? But at the same time, just, you know, there is that possibility they can also spike the price all the way back up. We have seen this happen so many times. Price breaks the lows and then from there it just spikes all the way back up to the highs, causing a clean fake out, right? So if, let's say, this is a fake out, then guess what? We have a 50% range on the 4H. And if we see a confirmation above the 50% area, we can start looking for a buy position up to the daily highs, because again, we're only trading the daily range. We're not looking for anything past daily range. We're just trading the daily range. Super simple, right? So it's a very achievable target. The highs of the previous 4H is a super achievable target, in my opinion, if gold is again causing a fake out. If gold is causing a fake out, then we needed to start trading past the 50% level and give us a very clean confirmation, right? So let's kind of mark out the 50% on the previous 4H candle, since the previous 4H candle actually gave us a close, right? So as of yet, this candle here is still an open candle, so we still have like literally another 55 minutes left in in the first 55 minutes of the NY Open, anything can happen. They can spike the price all the way back up, or they can also spike the price all the way down. So this is essentially that sort of previous 4H 50% area that we need to technically look out for, right? But what would the safest confirmation be? Well, if you actually look at the support area that we have over here as well, I think the safest confirmation for us will be to look for a sell position below the daily 50%. That would be the safest confirmation. And above the sort of like your 50% going based off the previous 4H will give you the safest buy position. If we even go to the 1H, let me first just mark out this area here, which is the previous, 60.22.
Bro, I think the music is too loud.
Is it too loud?
Yeah, I think Piri is saying that.
Oh,
But
okay.
the music is too loud, bro. Can't hear the analysis.
Oh, apologies, guys. How about now? Is it better? Let me know. I've turned it down. I've turned it down a little bit more.
Yeah, way better, bro.
Way better. Okay, apologies, guys. Apologies. My bad. Let me also just, guys, let me know in the chat. Should I turn it down a little bit more, or is it good? What's happening, Piri? What's happening, information? What's happening, everyone else? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, just let me know what they say, okay? So yeah, going back to the analysis, 22. So 22 basically, again, being that 4H 50% level, right? So this is where now, look, price can go either way. It can either go up or it can go down. It's very simple, right? If this is a fake out, then guess what? Gold will come up to retest this and break this. And if it does break this, once we actually do start to like obviously clear past this range, looking to the left, we've got these wicks here that we can start targeting, right?
It's good, bro. It's good.
Good now, yeah? Okay, perfect. Okay, so again, what kind of confirmation are we looking for? So now we've got everything there in the equation. This is the previous 4H. So now the safest play that we can have to the downside is a nice clean confirmation below the daily 50% level. So anything sort of like closing below this area can give you a very nice sell position. You would need some sort of 1H confirmation. Again, we have seen this happening so many times. What am I talking about? Well, price giving you a breakout to the top side with the NY open and technically closing bearish. So I think anything that sort of like starts to break below the lows of the previous 30 minutes actually gives you a very nice sell position down to this support area, at least this support area. So technically you have about 20 pips before you can expect some sort of a rejection, but at the end of the day, if there is enough volatility, you can again start going past the lows, right? But to the top side now, we technically need this previous weekly 50% area to start holding as a support area rather than a resistance area. So if we actually just look to the left now, this is the resistance that we technically want to see gold trading above. So if we can get some sort of a close above this, then I can really see a very nice sort of buy position setting up, right? But you do technically want to stay out of the markets for the first 15 minutes or the first 30 minutes of the New York Open, because it does a lot of tricky stuff and it likes to trick a lot of the times it likes to trick retail traders, right? So this is where now, if we can stay out of it and technically wait for that confirmation, the higher time frame confirmation. When it comes to LTF, you also have like the HTF within the LTF sort of category, right? So within that category, the HTF will be obviously your 1H and your 30 minutes confirmation. So if we can technically wait for those confirmations, guess what? We're going to start turning the previous weekly 50% area into support, and if we do start turning it into a support, then most likely we are coming up for the next area. So in order for us to again achieve the next area, we need to technically surpass this first resistance area which we have, which is the daily highs, right? So if we do actually start going past the daily highs, we can go back to the daily once again and we can start investigating. Okay, cool. If, let's say as an example, we do start breaking past the daily highs once again, we've got this massive bearish candle here that we can all see, right? So let's kind of see if we have some sort of imbalanced or some sort of area that we need to retest. Well, look at this, we actually do. And again, the daily has only moved about 100 pips, right? So it's very realistic for us to break past the highs and then start going up to retest this area here, because this technically becomes again another sort of pullback level, right? Another pullback level. So all of these areas now are areas that you technically do want to sort of look at, because again, what happens is when you're technically going against the higher time frame trend, any of these pullback areas, every time you retest them, you will see a very nice rejection, right? So if you do see a very nice rejection within that daily range, the rejection could be maybe 50 pips, it could be 60 pips. So it can really give you those nice scalp entries, right? So again, when you technically are going against the trend, because on the monthly the trend is quite bearish, right? Every time we sort of see these rejections playing out from these key levels, we can always look for a scalp entry. So this is something that we can obviously anticipate gold to retest if it breaks past the daily highs. Until then, we've got a key level here, which is the previous weekly 50% level. Either this candle actually does give us that sort of clean close and the next one breaks the highs and starts to pump past and goes all the way up to the next resistance level, or we again see that sort of trick happening, which we usually see closing bullish on the first 15 minutes or so, kind of like just grabbing cheap liquidity, cheapest price possible. So again, for them, if they can grab cheapest price possible to sell the market, then the cheapest price possible will be up here somewhere, because it would be higher, right? Because when you're looking to grab the cheapest price possible, if you want to sell the markets, it will be as high as possible, if that makes sense, right? So this is where they've sort of done that earlier, and now for the New York session, either they will again grab some sort of liquidity above the daily highs, some sort of a daily high breakout and then technically a fake out, or they will start to respect this area here and then from here kind of like drive the price back down and give us a very clean confirmation below the daily 50% level and technically start taking the price down. So I'm really not a big fan of any sort of a sell position until we actually do start to close past the daily 50% level. So for me, sells will only make sense below the daily 50% level. So if we can kind of like, investigate the daily 50% area, we can see a very nice support level here. You see this, right? Very nice support level here. We had a double support here actually. So we can see, even looking to the left, we can see this area here technically being respected numerous times, right? So if we can see some sort of a decent close below this, then yeah, it makes plenty of sense for us to take it downtown, right? Until then, I think I'm quite bullish because the intraday is actually quite bullish. So I do not want to trade it against the daily sort of momentum, right? And the momentum clearly is to the top side. So I'm looking for that top side play, but at the same time, we do need some confirmations. So again, I think if we do start to now close above this area, because look, at this point, not only that you're clearing this first structure, which we have to the left, which is essentially this area here, you're also clearing the second structure. So now if you are breaking past two structures, there's a very high chance that you want to come up to retest the daily highs. So I think anything above this will be a very clean buy position. So all we need now is we need a close above for buys. Or let's say buys above here, and we need a closure. Obviously, you do need to wait for your confirmations because, you know, there should be no FOMO for any of us. So, you know, just wait for this to set up, and when it does set up, we'll look for that sort of trade. Yes, you are clear now, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be looking for something like this basically, if it sets up right, something like this. But we do need to wait for it though. We do need those confirmations, which we do not have at the moment. Moss Hemo, I didn't get your charts, guys. Joe, you guys need to start providing me with your charts. Just like yesterday, Moss, your chart was amazing. So if you guys obviously do provide me with the charts, then we can always kind of like go over what you are looking for, and I can also, it will give me a chance to kind of like give you my feedback. So that would be something really crucial and really, really important. So if you guys do have those charts, send them my way. Just send me the link and I'll go over them now. It's on Discord. Could you guys please provide me with the link here in the Zoom chat, because I don't have my Discord logged in on this computer at the moment. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's open this. Oh no, that's the link to the Discord. not the link to the
That's
Discord.
not it?
No, this is the link to the Discord, bro. Like link to his chart.
Oh, okay.
No, not Discord.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see what Moss is looking for. Okay, daily 50% retest, P4H 50% retest. Oh, very nice, bro. Very nice, bro. See, Moss, you're really starting to pick up on these scenarios. So let's kind of go over our playbook as well, right? So since we've done our analysis now, what are some of the scenarios that we are anticipating? Well, at the moment, what I can think of is, because look at your 4H, right? The previous 4H technically gave you a retest now of the 4H 50%, but what it's done now is giving you a 4H 50% breakout, right? So 4H 50% breakout. So that's technically what we are seeing in the markets right now. We're seeing the 4H actually give us a breakout. So if the 4H does give us a breakout, then most likely we're coming up for the 4H highest breakout. So this is the next scenario that I'm anticipating now. 4H highest breakout, which is again your daily highs as well, which is all the way up here, right? But at the same time, we need to also keep one thing in our mind, which is these rejections to the left, right? It's very easy for price to sort of like spike up and start rejecting from this area. So we do need to keep this area here in our mind. But at the same time, because we've got the daily range now, if you kind of like start looking at these areas here to the left now, you'll be way too conservative, right? So this is where now, because we have these scenarios, you kind of have to just put your trust in these scenarios, right? So if we do see some sort of a clean confirmation above this, you will see price spiking up and technically going past all of your key levels to the left as well, because again, this range is very achievable on the intraday, right? It's not a weekly range that we're trading, you know, this is an intraday range. So this is such a realistic target, right, to the top side. And so the two scenarios again that I'm interested in, as I said, will be scenario number one will be your 4H 50% breakout, which we have done now. And second one will be 4H highest breakout. So if we do start breaking past the highs, once we do that, you've technically got two things setting up. Either it will give you a genuine breakout or it will give you a fake out, right? At the moment, I'm interested in the breakout, right? But if the breakout becomes invalid and they actually do give you a fake out, then obviously we've got the other scenario just there as well, which is the daily highest fake out. So daily highs, D highs. So look at that, we've got the daily highs fake out scenario setting up as well. So these are three clean scenarios which we really do have setting up. We kind of just need to wait for it, right? Wait for the confirmation, because again, remember what I discussed earlier, right? Usually with New York Open, they like to grab the cheapest price possible if they want to sell the markets, right? So if you can sort of like stay away for the first sort of like 30 minutes, you can really get a lot out of the markets. You really can. Can you move Nuno's face screen in the corner so we can see the chart, please? My bad, guys. My bad. Apologies. You know, they don't want to see your face. Apologies. Easy buys secured on gold. Amazing, my brother. Amazing. But yeah, we are still waiting for our confirmations at the moment. And again, for the sell position now, look at this, right? You technically have this sort of area, the daily 50%, you've got this support area. Look at that, double support area. So any sell position below this, I'm a big fan of it. So for me, sells will be below this area. Until then, I'm not looking for any sort of a sell position. Because again, for me to capitalize on a sell position, it's not really, oh, look at the rejection that we are now seeing. Very nice, very nice. And sells will be below this area here. Yeah.
These guys love to do this, bro. When I NY open, bro. Always.
I know. See, I've been noticing it, man. I've known this for so long, man. They want to trick as much. They want to trick as many retail traders as possible, right? So they'll give you that FOMO straight away with the NY open momentum, and this is where people will FOMO in, and then the patient traders are sort of just waiting, right? And we're just waiting for our setup. So let's say now, if we do get the daily 50% breakout, which is essentially what we are looking for, to the downside, daily 50% breakout, then we're most likely coming down for the 4H lows or the daily lows. Well, obviously, because the 4H lows are just down here now, we will most likely look for this retest here, right? So essentially 4H lows retest. Do we have this scenario on the playbook? 4H lows retest? 4H Wickfield?
I think. 4H lows, yeah, we have it.
Yeah, thank you. So there you go. So these are the two scenarios which we have to the downside now. But obviously within these scenarios now, you've got different key levels. You've got this 30-minute support, which is all the way down here. And this is essentially where you do want to start securing something, right? But yeah, we've got everything set now. Technically just sort of need to wait. And yeah, we shall wait for this. And when it sets up, we will execute. Very nice scenarios we have here. And yeah, something like this. Can you tell us in the Discord, the entry can't stay in the live admin school? Yes, if you are in the private chat, then yes. It's only for the private members, not for the free members. It's for the paid members. But yeah, okay, there we go. The stage is set. Let's see what we have setting up next. Look at that. NY Open always does this. You see, structure 1 was obviously just here, and this is technically your structure 2, right? As soon as you kind of like see gold being past structure 2 and you see our structure 2 breakout, that's when it really does give you a nice spike up, right? Until then, you're kind of just waiting for that downside play, because again, technically you're quite bearish, right? If you actually look at the momentum, there was a lot of bearish momentum. This can technically be a pullback, nice clean resistance candle break of this should be a drop downtown. There we go. Previous daily highest fake out. Previous daily highest fake out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But the thing is, right, at the moment, previous daily highest fake out will not be valid because it played out. Look at this. It played out over here, right?
That's
So
not our session.
yeah. So for us now, like, look, within our playbook, right, there are different scenarios. And at the moment, the scenarios that we are interested in are the ones which can set up during this session. So the previous daily fake out scenario actually played out earlier, right? So we don't need to be concerned about this anymore. The scenarios that we need to worry about are the ones obviously setting up here. Either this buy position here or, as I said, the sell position. Whichever shows up, we will take it. Because again, it's a game of probabilities. So we are just analyzing the markets and now just waiting for our trades to set up. As soon as they set up, we will execute without hesitation. That's the game. That's the name of the game. Look at that. They've technically sort of like gone past this first structure, which was above the daily 50% level. And now the second structure is just up here, right? And now they again technically starting to give you some sort of a rejection, but most likely playing the game of probabilities, right? If they actually do start to go past the secondary structure, which we have up here as well, most likely because they want to drive the price up to the daily highs. It's really simple. And we've got such a clean day. Got news coming in at 3 o'clock, and until then we've got such a clean day, so it will mostly just all be based off technicals. Yes, maybe last half an hour after like or the last 15 minutes before news, you could expect some sort of like fundamental influence because of the kind of like price news being priced in, but until then it will be pretty much just based on your technicals and waiting for these confirmations and executing on these scenarios. Makes a lot of sense, honestly. These are very high probability scenarios as well. Looking to the left, you've got such a clean range on the daily, and we know if daily wants to pump up, then it will pump up to at least the daily highs, because again, looking at the daily candle, look, either it will give you a wick fill and break, right? So where is the wick fill area on the daily? The wick fill area is just up here. And if they want to give you a wick fill and break, then looking to the left, you've got such a clean range, You've got a support level here. But again, I've shown you guys what we are sort of anticipating. We're anticipating a retest of this, because forget about this noise, you know. So let me also kind of like try and hide this quickly. If we can forget about this noise. So let's say we forget about everything to the left, okay? Everything to the left. Exclude everything to the left, right? Exclude all of that. Now, look at this, right? If you were to just start trading, going based off this structure here, look at this. You've got a very nice target, right? You've got a super target just up here. We can see some sort of a rejection playing out from this level here. Let's zoom in a bit more. Look at this. Look. Forget about all the noise to the left, right? Because a lot of the times it can confuse you, because a lot of us are very visual creatures, right? We are super visual. Look at this. As soon as we go past the daily highs now, we've got a clean range of how many pips? At least 34 pips. And the daily has not even moved about 100 pips altogether. So when you actually think about it, and we exclude all the noise to the left, we have such a clean range to the top side, and we've got, again, a lot of pullback levels up there, right? So this is a very nice scenario, the daily highs breakout scenario, and we've got a clean range up till at least 68.80, right? And this is if we see our daily highs breakout setting up. Until then, we've got the other scenarios which we are waiting for to the downside. And you know, a lot of the times, if you kind of do take the noise out, you know, it makes your trading super easy, super simple. And so same thing here, kind of like forget about all of this noise here to the left. Let's take it out once again and kind of like see what it looks like, just because we are visual creatures, right? We know where the daily range is, right? All of us know the daily lows, the daily highs. Take everything out once again. Take it out, take it out, take it out. Look at this now. So once again, we saw a lot of bearish momentum, right? A lot of bearish momentum to the downside. And how does price action work? How does price action work, guys? It moves in waves, right? It never goes one way. It will never go one way, right? It will go down, 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 down. It will come up. It will go down, come up. This is how price action works, right? So now, if we have gone down at this point now, actually, let me bring it back up. If let's say we have gone down at this point now, this was your leg down, right? This was the highs and this was the lows, and we have the middle ground. We have the middle range as well, right? The mid range, and this being your mid range. Only two things can happen. Either we are coming all the way back up to retest the top side of the range, which is your daily highs again, right? Or we are going to break back below and start going down to retest the lows. And so this is where now you've got a clean target up till this level here. Because what you can also do is you can also start excluding everything else once again to the left. This, a lot of the times, if you know price action is very choppy and it's kind of like putting me off, this is what I do. I'll just exclude all the noise to the left and I just look at this now. So here it makes it very easier for us to look at, because we're such visual creatures, right? So you've got to do a lot of the things to kind of like make it very simple for you and exclude all the noise. So like, think about it now, right? If we see a nice clean resistance forming below this area here, which is a key level for us on the intraday, any sell position that sets up, so let's say, right, we've got this sell position here setting up, we took a sell position below this, we placed the stop losses above your daily 50% level. So again, we can see a rejection forming from up here. We can see this candle here actually gave us a rejection. So any sell position that sort of sets up and we take it below the break of the lows here, the stop losses are up here. So the stop losses up here are valid. Look at this, you've got clean range down till this level here. You see that, right? As soon as you kind of like exclude all the noise, it makes it so simple for you now. That's all we are waiting for. We're just technically waiting for a nice clean close above here. Give us that confirmation, because again, remember I said with the NY open, the first move is always very tricky, right? They want to try and trap as many people as possible. So now if they have trapped a lot of these people, because people cannot wait for these confirmations, right? People are just jumping in. People are cowboys. So this is where now people technically got taken out, and now we are still waiting for it before we take anything, right? So yeah, are you in that trade? I will not answer that question for you if you have not been watching. But no, we haven't taken anything at the moment. We've not taken anything so far. Very close to taking something, but not yet. Not yet. Guys, you can see it right there. Confirmations that we need are right there. And look, as soon as I take this off now, ooh, look at all of this mess. You see how hard it becomes to actually take something? Because like, look at all of this now, right? It kind of like puts you off, doesn't it? But if you sort of just like, again, take all of this out, it just makes your life so much easier. This is all you need to worry about now. Forget about everything else. This is all you need to worry about. You've got your playbook, you've got your scenarios, and as soon as your scenarios set up, you have a high probability set up, you just let it play out. Hey, guess what? PDC analyst is back. He's saying buys above 1963. Hey, PDC, do you not remember what happened on bank holiday? You were going against us. Wait, who was right? Wait, was it bank holiday or which day was it? I don't think it was the bank holiday, but yeah, we were the clear winners. But yeah, at this point again, something below this will give you a really, really nice breakout. Because think about it, right? If we break below the lows here, lol, hey lads, what's happening, my brother? break below this, you will see a retest of this level here. So there is a very high chance that we can start rejecting as soon as we have a retest of this level here, since again, once we break past the daily 50% level, guess what? You have this range, right? This is the only range you have. But once you break past this level here, which are these lows here, then you have this clean range to the downside. So within this range, there are numerous possibilities. You can make your trade risk-free. You can secure some profits. So there's many things you can do, right, within this range to the downside. So that's all we need to technically wait for. Either a closure below this, or if we do have some sort of a closure below this, since we are getting rejection candle from up here, rejecting the secondary structure which we have up here, breakout candle up here, and maybe some sort of a spiky candle below this could also give you that sort of impulsive entry. So makes plenty of sense. Plenty of sense, man. We just need to wait for it to set up now. And yeah, let's just kind of like not look at anything to the left, because we've got our analysis and we know what we are looking for, and we've got our ranges marked out. And so that's the beauty of having this playbook. We know what works out on the daily range, and this is when you kind of just put that trust in your analysis and you just let it play out. But when you look at the mess to the left, it's going to throw you off, honestly. So just kind of don't look at it and just let this form and take it as soon as it forms. Same thing now with this candle. If the pullback is done, what's the next thing? Wick fill and break. If it's wick fill and break, then you have how many pips to the top side from here? You have about 23 pips, 22 pips to 50, 60 pips to the top side. That's potentially how much you have on the intraday when you look to the top side, right? But yeah, you see how they gave you the nastiest rejection again. New York open, pumped the price up, and then sort of closed the price all the way back down. If you actually backtest the New York open candle, the first 30 minutes is actually very tricky, right? It's very sensible to stay away for the first 30 minutes to even the first hour. To be honest with you guys, previously the price action has been so choppy. Like the first hour has just technically done nothing but trick everyone, right? And then the second hour gives you the cleanest move, and it gives you minimum pullback, right? Minimum pullback. The second hour of the New York open, which is the new 4-hour open, it gives you this, it honestly gives you the cleanest move. Like you don't even need to wait for a massive pullback. Good afternoon, bro. Yeah, that's good, hearing you loud and clear. Good afternoon, Yasin. Good afternoon. Wait, is the stream so delayed? Is this stream delayed or something, guys? Or maybe the chat's delayed. Because I'm looking at the chat on OBS, so maybe it's a little bit delayed. I don't know. But again, guys, what are a couple possibilities? If, let's say, you want to take a cowboy entry on the break of the lows over here, think about the range. What is the range? On the break of this, the range to the downside will be only 9 pips before you can again anticipate gold to start rejecting. But if you wait for a clean break below this, either 5 pips below this for an impulsive entry, or wait for a nice clean closure below this, pullback, and then break of the closure candle, then you have a very nice range to the downside, down to the support area, which again is about 20 pips away. But if you think about it, on the intraday range, you are aiming for the daily lows. So look how far the daily lows are. The daily lows are about 55 pips away. So you've got such a nice clean scenario setting up to the downside as well as to the top side, but you do need to wait for it to set up. Within this range, it's a little bit tricky for you to take anything, right? For sure, you could take maybe a buy position now or a sell position now, but is it really worth it? You've got, well, 2 scenarios, right? Either a break or a fake out, previous 50% fake out. Do we have this scenario here as well? Previous 50% fake out. Let me show you guys. Again, we go back to the playbook. Previous weekly 50%. Bro, do we not have the previous?
We don't have the weekly, no.
Yeah, let's mark that as well. So you know how we have a previous daily 50% fake out or a breakout scenario? That's kind of what we need here as well, previous weekly fake out or previous weekly breakout scenario. Because there's a major possibility that we can see a fake out forming from up here, right? So again, same thing. How can this be a fake out? Well, look at the structure, right? This is where you need to still be a little bit sensible. When you actually look at the structure, looking again, let's ignore all of this noise. Once again, let's just block all of this noise, right? Just so we can kind of like find out the most relevant structure for ourselves. So let's cut everything out, cut everything out, cut everything out. Look to the left, look to the left, look to the left. Okay. You have gold pumping up from here. So you have gold pumping up from here, pumping up. Some sort of resistance formed up here, and then we saw a drop. You guys see this, right? So we actually do have some sort of a resistance forming here. So this is where now you're like, cool. You have a resistance here, and you have the daily 50% just creeping down here. And this is the support level, which kind of gold kind of respected before sort of like, you know, creeping all the way back up. So what, bingo, you just wait for a close below this, and yeah, you take it downtown. It's just so simple, honestly. Wait for a close below this, and from there, guess what, you take it downtown. Because once you see a close below this now, you've got nice clean range down to the daily lows. But until then, because you can get nasty rejection from this area, you just want to stay out of it. You want to wait for that confirmation, right? Because what can happen is the previous weekly 50% level now could technically give you a really nasty drop, break past this area. And again, I've shown you guys what the range is. This is your first range. Is this tradable? In my opinion, no, this is not tradable. So that's where you need to have patience, right? Because the first bit of range will be only about 10 pips if the lows over here do start getting violated. But the minute we see a closure below this now, you're starting to get really nice confirmation, honestly, to the downside. And then honestly, gold can even turn into a Titanic. It really can, really can. But this will be the safest play if you are looking for the sell position. It has to be below the daily 50% level. And again, you have to at the same time be safe around the daily 50% level, because it could cause a fake out. It could cause a fake out as well. It doesn't have to be a breakout. It could be a fake out. Maybe they give you a closure and the next candle just pumps back up. So you would need the next candle to technically give you a pullback, and then some sort of a confirmation once the pullback is done, and then you start selling the markets, right? So yeah, patience. Until then, yeah, there's nothing here. Kind of like just ignore the noise once again. There is nothing there as of yet. Just waiting. There you go. If you guys have any questions for us, let us know in the chat. NFP week, price always choppy. Yes sir. It's the first Friday of the month. Is the first Friday. Is always the NFP week. Yeah, it's always the first Friday. Every time there's a new monthly open, is always the first Friday, the NFP. But yeah, you guys know the scenarios now. Send me your analysis, guys. If you have any analysis, everyone watching, go join our Discord. The link is in the description, or the link is also in the live chat. Make your own analysis and give the analysis to us by posting them in our Discord, and then we can go over your analysis as well, and we can give you some sort of feedback. So again, the whole point behind this is obviously live education. So if you do want to understand our strategy a little bit more, go ahead and post your analysis in our Discord chat, and we can try and help you out as much as we can. Pretty much everyone understands what we are looking for, and until obviously it sets up, we don't recommend taking anything. And so this is where you can be really productive and make your own analysis and post them in our Discord chat, and let us see what you are looking for, and we can kind of give you a feedback, right? If you want to see, this is where if you want to understand our strategy, you sort of need to like relearn, you know, you need to unlearn some things and relearn. So the only way you can do that is by kind of like letting us know what you know, right? Letting us see what you know, and then we can tell you, okay, cool, change this or change that, tweak this or tweak that, and yeah, it'll be really, really good for you guys.
Even if the guys have some questions or something, you can always ask on Discord.
Yeah, 100%.
We are almost 24/7 to to respond some questions or everything.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. And again, you know, as someone said earlier, it is NFP week, so it is quite choppy.
Yeah. The NFP gonna be brutal.
Yeah. But the thing with NFP as well, right? You kind of need to be very careful.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta be super, super careful. The way we trade is really, really safe way of trading. Even like, because we don't kind of like hold ourselves back and we don't limit ourselves, right? We just kind of like trade in the most safest way possible. And so when you think about it, you are a retail trader. What's the safest way of trading news? Well, let the news kick in, wait for the spreads to sort of like go back to normal. Because you know, when the news is obviously the news is kind of like kicking in, the spreads get activated and they really, really get massive, right? You have to avoid slippage. You want tight spreads, and you also want confirmations. So the only way to do that as a retail trader is to wait for news to drop, wait for the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes, however long, right? Everyone has their own strategy, so it's not something I can really answer. It depends, right? It really, really depends. And once obviously you have your confirmations, you just execute. Super simple, super, super simple. You just execute. You know, my friend, I understand now. There we go. There we go.
Below.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it's slow today, right?
Say that again?
Kind of slow today, the market.
Yeah, you got the new 4H coming up, so, you know. Usually the moves are during the new 4H anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't really affect us, to be fair. We'll wait for what we are looking for. If it sets up, it sets up. Otherwise, it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir. It is what it is. And it's just the open, man. It's just the open, so you can't really say the markets are slow. And when you kind of like say these sort of things during the trading sessions, it can affect your psychology, because then you'll start to be very conservative. So trust me, guys, until the markets come to a close, don't even say that markets are slow or markets are fast, because subconsciously it can affect you. So you want to do every single thing, right? Everything. Remember, Nuno, you don't think.
Yeah.
So make sure, yeah, write everything down as well. Journal everything, and it will really, really turn you into the best version of yourself. So again, at this point, if we do see a breakout past that sort of secondary structure with the new 4H, we could really spike up, really, really spike up. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. Let's see. there you go. They're kind of like giving us that sort of spike up, which most likely will result in gold kind of like pumping up. The new 4H is coming up in the next 10 minutes as well. So let's see what they want to do, what they want to do, what they want to do. Let's see what they want to do. Nice range to the top side as well. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's wait. But they are pumping the price up at this point, which is really, really nice. Really, really nice. Most likely at this point, if they do start to kind of like reject that previous weekly 50% level and the secondary structure, start closing above it, yeah, they're coming up for the daily highs. If you play the game of probabilities, they have no reason not coming up for the daily highs now. They're giving you a very clean breakout above the daily 50% area, previous weekly 50% area. Your 4H level is also being respected. So when you actually look at it, it's quite bullish, right? And you technically are sort of clearing this nasty consolidation as well. And we've seen it every time we technically do clear this consolidation, gold spikes up to, you know, your daily highs. So maybe in the next sort of, what's it called, 8 minutes or so, we might see this setting up. If it gives us a clean close above, using the lows as a SL and taking it up. On the break, take it up, sort of thing. But you do want to be careful with the open, super careful. But at this point, the confirmations are setting up really, really nicely. Seems like it's in a massive uptrend at the moment as well. The momentum is only to the top side. There is no downside momentum. Break of this. Let's see. If we don't have any solid closes, 8 minutes, would you wait for the new 4H to settle? Yes, I would wait for the new 4H to, well, not really settle, but give me a confirmation, because the new 4H usually gives you that spikiness, right? And that's the whole point. You're trying to kind of capitalize on that momentum which comes with the new 4H open. It gives you a minimum pullback and a really nice spike, really nice spike. And again, because we're scalping the markets, you can really capitalize on the spike, on the spikes that you get with the new 4H. So most likely with the new 4H, yeah, we will be taking something.
Wait for our to be part of the package.
Yes, sir. And yeah, look at it, reject, look at it, reject, look at it, reject. Kind of just hide the noise to the left, and it makes it so simple and systematic. I feel like with the new 4H, you're early, you don't want to be part of the fake out wick. Yeah, 110%. See, when it comes to trading gold, you sort of do want to be super careful, because a lot of the times you will get faked out. You will see gold doing something dodgy, because even now this trade is not valid until we see our closure. So we're just waiting, because even though it's giving you that wick fill and break, it hasn't given you a closure. It can sort of like, price is trading above it, but at the same time, right, what happens when you close above? Then it kind of like gives you more of a confirmation, because now not only that price is trading above a certain area, it's actually closing above it, right? It's holding, the price is holding above a certain area, right? If that makes sense. And so that's why the closures are super important. And like, you know, price again could be trading up here, but if it closes back below a key level, that means you're rejecting the key level, right? We want to see a breakout, not a rejection. If it closes above, then it makes it a valid breakout. If it closes below, then it makes it a rejection. We need price to hold above a certain level. If price is not holding above a certain level, then it most likely wants to drop, and it's a game of probabilities. That's why it's super important for us to wait for those confirmations, right?
Sure.
4 more minutes left for the new 4H to open. So again, let's wait, keep ourselves calm. This is how trading is done, guys. Like, this is how professional trading is done. It's very boring, super boring. You're just waiting 90% of the times and just staying out of the markets, staying disciplined, not executing every 2 seconds, waiting for what you like. And that's what trading is about, honestly. That's exactly what trading is about. Looking at the ranges to the left. Yep. There you go. If price actually does give you a close above this now, then yeah, most likely you're seeing the next one spike up as well. But what we can see setting up on the next one is either a breakout or a 4H double top fake out. Because is it really... the range to the top side is just not there, in my opinion. It's a clean range once we kind of like... If we look to the left, right, if we do go past the highs, then it's a clean range. It really is a clean range. Once obviously gold gives you that sort of massive breakout to the top side. Because would it be sensible, kind of like taking a buy position here with the new 4H? It is a bit tricky, right? Also, your 4H 50% level is about to change, so let's be active. Let's mark the new 4H 50% level, because this one is closing above the 10 a.m. candle is actually closing above the 4H level, the previous 4H level. So let's also mark up the 4H level on this candle. Just be very active. So these are the highs at the moment. The new 4H is about to open. So 10 a.m. candle 4H 50% will be just here. There you go. Kind of aligns perfectly with all the previous areas, doesn't it? It literally does. It literally does. This is your 10 a.m. candle 4H 50%. 11. Okay, the new 4H is here now. Got very nice closure above, but again, is it a valid closure, or are we going to see gold spiking downtown? Maybe it could give you a 5 pip breakout, less than a 5 pip breakout, and then start spiking down. Your 5 pip area is 93.93. Let's see. So kind of like taking a buy position here is a bit hard at the moment, to be fair, because of the ranges, right? You could aim for the daily highs, but at the same time, rejection, rejection, rejection. Let's see. We're still waiting though. Still waiting. Pull back on this wick fill break, but the wick fill and break, does it have enough juice? That's the question everyone's asking. And with the 4H, we understand the 4H can always cause a double top. So the double top area will essentially be here now. So this is your previous 4H highs. Break above the previous 4H highs should give you the wick fill scenario. So this will be your previous 4H highs. 10 AM candle 4H highs are just here now. This is the first target, right? Once it gives you this area, that's when it's going to give you the next move. Either reject the highs or break the highs. Previous 10 AM. H highs. That's your 10 AM candle 4H highs just over there now. Previous 4H 50%. Let's just take this out. We don't need to worry about this anymore. Okay, everything is set. Let's see what they do. Scenario that we could see setting up now. For H double top. For H breakout. For H highs breakout. Do we have daily highs? Highs breakout. Or 4H highs retest, right? 4H highs fake out. Do we not have the fake out here, bro? 4H highs fake out. Like, that's double top basically, right? That's double top. Okay. Let's leave it. That's the double top. There you go. The stage is set. Let's wait for it. Got the 10 AM candle highs just up here now, which will be the first target for this candle. And look at that. Usually, this is when we technically start to see a drop. Like, it plays out from this same area, as we can see looking to the left as well. That's obviously giving us a bit more confirmation. So that's good. Kind of do need to just let this form. You got New York Stock Exchange open coming up in the next 27 minutes, and now some volatility should be being picked up. You know, they should start picking up some volatility, and let's see if it's a valid breakout. It needs to respect the lows. The price did give us a close above. Now you need a break above this, right? Makes it a valid breakout. But because there is that scenario of gold giving you a fake out from the 4H highs, I would recommend kind of like just waiting for this area here to get cleared first. And then most likely you can see a really nice pump, because look at the range. You have such a nice clean range above this. I think it makes more sense to technically look for a buy position above this area, in my opinion. I think that makes more of a sense now, because the 4H double top scenario is just like creeping around the corner. So I think it will be much more sensible for you to sort of like just wait for actually a closure above this for a buy position, right? And yeah, I think this will be much more sensible, much more sensible, because then you've got such a clean range to looking to the left as well, a really nice range. Because the only issue I can see at the moment is the double top scenario and the 4H creeping around the corner. It can really just take you out. But yeah, because it hasn't even given us any sort of a pullback. It's just been consistent bullish candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Around 5 consistent bullish candles, not even a single bearish candle. we do need to see some bearish momentum in the markets as well, because it's not one of those days where you just have a lot of bullish momentum either. It's really small. The candles, they are really small candles. So realistically talking, with such a volatile open now, your new 4H open, you can see some sort of bearish momentum kicking in. So if they do want to give you a pullback and a nice clean rejection from here, we can always take it back up, right? Eleven. But yeah, let's see how this sets up. This is your NY open now. Not your NY open, your first 4H open after the New York opened. And again, the only thing is, we know in the playbook we've got these different scenarios, right? So what these scenarios do for us is that not only they give us potential trades, they also protect us from potential scenarios which can kind of like play against us, right? Play out against us. So now what can play out against us today is the 4H double top. Because the daily range hasn't really pushed up much, do you really need to force a trade? You don't need to force a trade, right? So this is where now, if you kind of just like take the emotions out of the game, it's only moved about 100 pips, so it's got so much room to the top side now. So much room. It's got so much room to the downside now as well. So do we really need to force a trade? Not really. Not in my opinion, we don't need to force a trade. So the safest positions I want to take are either above here, a clean breakout above here, or again, because look to the left, right? You've got such a nice range, honestly. Anything that kind of like spikes up from this area here just gives you such a massive pump on gold. We can see that to the left, you've got this clean resistance area here, and up to this clean resistance area, there are no rejections whatsoever. Just makes it super easy to trade with no stress. And anything below this now, I feel like I would hesitate holding those positions. But as soon as I have this kind of like breakout past this area, I know that the daily highs are starting to, become invalid. They're starting to break out of the daily highs area, and they want to give you a retest of the next key level. And looking to the left, it's such a nice range. Honestly, look at this, so beautiful, right? We just need to sort of wait for it to set up. Until then, look, you've got a rejection area creeping up here. You've got a rejection area creeping up just here. There's too many rejection areas. Like, this is the rejection area. Is it really worth it when you got the 4H double top scenario also there in the equation? I think waiting for this area here to get violated, and then you got the New York Stock Exchange open momentum coming in. That's the key trade that we're looking for, the key setup that we're looking for, in my opinion. With the New York Stock Exchange momentum as well. That's what we are looking for, in my opinion. And anything below this, again, you've got such a nice range to the downside. This resistance area here, if we start to close back below this resistance area, again, such a nice range to the downside, honestly. So you've got very nice trades, potential trade scenarios, but there's nothing you can really take at the moment. Unless you're a candlestick trader, then go for it. Take a break, make a risk free as soon as it gives you a retest of this. But we're not really candlestick traders here. This is pure price action trading, and there's a lot included in this trading. So it requires us to wait at the moment, a lot of patience. And this is what trading is about, guys. Like, I'll be genuine with you. This is what trading is about. It's just 90% waiting. If you have a streamer or a trader who's telling you to execute every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it doesn't really work like that, to be fair. It doesn't. This is like the actual way of like trading. You have to just wait, let it do its thing. So most likely now with the 4H, if they do give you a breakout, because again, look, technically they are closing the price above the secondary structure now. So if they do actually give you a breakout past this area, most likely they are going to drive the price up till your daily highs. Most likely. Anything above this, yeah, most likely they will. But again, like when you think about it, what's the issue with this trade? The only issue is the range, right? Because this is a rejection area, it's a clean resistance area, and this, all of this is just rejections and rejections and rejections. Whereas if we do start to go past this area, then you've got such a nice trade setting up, honestly, above the daily highs. It's a nice clean breakout scenario, and you can technically wait for like a LTF confirmation above this, because then you've got all the other confirmations you need. You know that gold gives you a minimum pullback with the new 4H, and it just pumps and pumps and pumps, or it just dumps and dumps and dumps. So there you go, stage is set. You sort of just need to wait. I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay? Nuno, you take over from here.
Waiting game now. Looks like today I don't have company here, bro. You're working, eh? Right? How about you guys? The chat, what you are looking for? I think close reader. Yeah. You see the analyst. You're looking for the price? 2? Probably is not there. Yeah, bro. No, I don't have my partner, bro. You know? Yeah, bro. Makes sense, bro. But yeah, it's kind of not worth at the moment, you know? They're not worth it. Yeah, guys, if you have some analysis, some trades that you took in the morning, you can always send it to the Discord analysis or even to the YouTube chat. No problem. We take a look on everything. Information. Do we buy? Are we in? Information. Information. And buys to 160. Yeah, bro. Makes sense. Makes sense. What's your stop loss? Big stop loss. Probably big stop loss. Yeah.
Haha, yeah, bro. Who, me? I mean, buys are tricky. I don't know. What's up, guys? I'm back. But yeah,
The 1970.
buys are a little bit tricky, yeah, until we actually see a nice closure above this area. They can work out, but the thing is, it's the timing that's the issue. The 4H now can always give you a double top. That's the only issue. And if they do give you a 4H double top, then guess what? We're coming down for the 4H 50% level. So this is where now, if I do see a nice confirmation, I would be interested in a sell position. And where exactly is the 4H 50% now? All the way down here. So guess what? You've got a clean range of how many pips? Just from up here now, you've got a clean range of about 50-60 pips to the downside, because what are we trading over here? The scenario that we're trading is 4H 50% retest. 4H 50% retest. This is setting up very nicely as well. So see, you've got these two different scenarios setting up. So again, we technically need this candle here to make the previous candle invalid. How is this candle going to make the previous candle invalid? If we can see a closure technically below this, then you've got the retest candle rejecting this resistance. You've got the resistance candle making the previous candle invalid, as well as forming a resistance, as well as giving us our 4H double top. And then after that should be the confirmation candle, which you can take to enter to the downside. Until then, I think, yeah, you kind of have to just stay out of taking anything, because I don't like anything as of yet. I'm not a big fan of anything, nothing at all. And yeah, trading is all about taking what you think is a high probability setup. In my opinion, at the moment, we haven't really seen anything clean. And there you go. So again, looking to the left, we have this little resistance here as well. So we can now kind of like mark this area out. This will be your 63.02, and we can technically use this as one of our confluences, this area here, because we can see usually price kind of like spiking down from this area really nicely. And so we can use this area here as one of our confluences. So if we can see a nice clean resistance forming here, and the next one technically breaking past that resistance candle, then obviously we've got this area here that we can use as a confluence, right? Because it makes sense. Because again, aiming for the 50% level on the 4H now, right? The 50% level on the 4H is all the way down here. So you've got around 20 pips to the downside. You will have a decent stop loss, and you kind of like secure something down there. And if they do want to drop the price down to the daily 50%, because your trade is risk-free, by the time you start approaching this area, you can get really massive runner. And you know, by the time you start approaching the area here, which is the area we are anticipating gold to drop from, if we see a closure below this area, man, your runners running all the way from up here. You can scale in with more positions here. You just have a blast of a day, massive day. But the only way you had that blast of a day was because you were waiting throughout the whole session. Especially, you know, if the numbers are positive around 3 o'clock, you can get such a nice drop on gold. And if your runners from all the way up here, you've secured partials, is risk-free, then guess what? Let the runners just do what the runners want to do, right? Even if the numbers are super negative, you would not see a massive slippage if your runners are all the way from up here and price is trading 40 pips in profits, right? It's very unlikely you will see a massive slippage. So that's kind of what my thought process is, honestly. Because this sort of kind of like idea that I have aligns perfectly with your 4H double top scenario. So yeah, look at this now. Now this is if the 4H starts to flip bearish, starts to reject, breaks the lows. Guess what? We're coming down for something, right? If it wants to break, what business does it have breaking its own lows now? Clearly it should respect the lows. If it breaks the lows again, most likely it wants to form new lows. This is where we kind of like go in with the position down here, scale in with the position. And yeah, let's see. We will play the 4H range at the moment. You technically need the 4H to start rejecting, start flipping bearish, and from there give you a wick fill break. And once the wick fill and break is done, look at that, it's got plenty and plenty of range to the downside, right? So that's what we need to wait for, wick fill and break scenario on the open 4H candle. That's what we are anticipating. So oh, look at this now, right? Resistance candle on this, the next candle breaking the resistance candle. Yeah, it's a solid setup to the downside. Honestly, solid setup. With the New York Stock Exchange open approaching in the next 9 minutes as well, it's a solid setup. Honestly, very solid trade. Yeah, this is a solid trade, honestly. Because this candle has done everything, right? What business does this candle have now? Flipping bearish, rejecting, actually like closing as a rejection candle in the last 15 minutes. What business does this candle have rejecting? 4H is rejecting. Yeah, this is a solid sell position. It's really setting up nicely. I think we just need to wait for this one closure. Next one should be a clean sell position. SL's above. On the break, take it downtown. Okay, this sell position, let's give it a go. On the break of the lows here, makes plenty of sense. Let's set the alert. SL's above the highs. All the way up here. Give it plenty of room to breathe. Don't have very tight stop losses. Above the highs, give it plenty of room to breathe. Break of the lows here. It's becoming a simple fake out. Candle closing above the resistance, candle breaking back below, causing a clean fake out, and then from there we are aiming for the 4H 50% level, which is potentially all the way down here, right? All the way down here. Your first TP on this, the most sensible TP on this will be as soon as you start spiking past this area. You want to start making it risk free near this level here, because look to the left, right? You got a lot of spikiness that kicks in near this area. So this will be your first TP to the downside. You want to start securing pretty much a lot of profits down here, because you can see price rejecting from this area. So this will be your first TP. TP1. This is where you want to secure profits, make it risk-free, and let the rest just run. With the New York Stock Exchange momentum, hopefully this trade gives you a really nice sell-off. And again, it's all about the timing. We are looking to execute on this as soon as the breakout happens. But let's say if they start to, again, price starts becoming very choppy, they don't give you this setup in the first like 5 minutes or so of New York Stock Exchange open, then I will be staying out of it. So again, timing is very important at the moment. Super important. Otherwise, another thing that can happen is this candle can technically close as a breather candle, rejecting the lows now, and the next candle can start breaking above. And if that's the case, then a very nice buy position should also make sense past this area, since this is the only area I'm concerned about, right? This is the only area I'm concerned about. So if we do start to break past this area now with the New York Stock Exchange open, then you actually do have the confirmations, and from here daily highs should be retested, and if we do start to clear past the daily highs, it should be a really nice buy position. But again, the whole idea behind this is that we kind of like make the previous candle invalid, and so we need a closure below this area. $69, and the next one needs to kind of give you a breakout below. You're kind of like just staying out of it because it will be too impulsive taking it on the breakout. You've got the next 5 minutes left. In the next 5 minutes, either the buy position can set up or the sell position, because if we do have a breather candle now, at this point honestly, your 30-minute is giving you a really nice bullish close, because the whole point is, right, my issue is, are we going to reject this resistance area? If we are going to reject this resistance area, then most likely we're coming down, right? So if this candle here closes as a bullish candle after retesting this resistance level, then most likely they want to break past this resistance. And once we start to clear past this daily resistance level, then we've got such a nice clean range. So with the New York Stock Exchange opening in the next 4 minutes, even above this, it's a really nice clean buy position in my opinion. It's a really nice buy position. It's if only if this candle here closes bullish, right? Closes as a bullish candle, not as a rejection candle. At the moment, this is kind of like a closing like a bullish breather candle rather than a super bullish candle, like, you know, engulfing bullish candle. So we need an engulfing bullish candle printing here if we are to look for that pump with the New York Stock Exchange open. Until then, this scenario is the one I'm most interested in, right? But you can see it's again rejecting, so anything is a possibility. Let's see what they do in the next 3 minutes. Either they give you a drop or they give you a pump. But at this point now, since we have retested this resistance level here, even a break past this area makes it a valid buy position, because you got such a clean range, right? The only issue is obviously again the daily highs. But realistically talking now, with the 4H, like we've been kind of like investigating how the 4H behaves. It gives you a really tiny wick either to the top side or to the downside, and then it gives you a really massive pump either to the top side or a very massive dump, right? So if the tiny wick is done, they need to take the price one way. So either they reject it and take it down because the upper wick is also done, or they reject it here and take it back up. That's the whole concept behind this. So we sort of just need to wait for it, and yeah. Okay, 2 more minutes left. Let's again see what kind of close we're getting on this candle. We're getting a bullish close at this point. This is the candle we needed to close as a rejection candle. Otherwise, the next one should give us the wick fill to the top side with the New York Stock Exchange open. Or if it gives us a break below, then it's a valid trade to the downside in my opinion, for sure. But then you would need to go based off maybe the 1H confirmation. Because what's the 1H looking like? See, with the 1H now, you've got plenty of range, right? Yeah, it'll be hard to take a New York Stock Exchange open drop if it does give you a bullish close. Yeah. It'll be hard to take it to the downside. You would need the first 15 minutes to give you a confirmation if you are to kind of like look for that drop. Yeah, I'm gonna just stay out of it. If it doesn't give me that confirmation, first 15 minutes, I would not be taking anything. If they do not give me a clean bearish candle. They haven't done anything within the intraday range at the moment, so most likely if in the next minute they don't do something, they will be waiting for the news to kick in, which is at 3 o'clock. So far we haven't really taken anything because nothing really did set up. Okay, very nice breather candle here. So if they do break past the breather candle again now, the 4H, the current 4H is again pumping. Let's see what they do. This is the New York Stock Exchange open. Let's see what they do. Really nice rejection from the 50% level. I think past this area now, what business do they have going past this area again, unless they want to give you a wick fill? And if the wick fill gives you a breakout, then the daily highs are coming up. I think let's take it with the NYSE momentum if it goes past this area. But let's wait for the first 5 minutes to give you. It is rejecting everything, to be fair. How big is the SL? About 23 pips. The only issue is the rejections over here. So I think let's see if we can get like a 5-minute closure above this and then take it. Yeah, let's just be extra safe. Like a 5-minute closure above here. Yeah. Let's look at the 5-minute resistance, 5-minute resistance, 5-minute resistance. Yeah, let's play based off the 5-minute confirmation. Okay, it's breaking past the highs at this point. Just to really be safe, let's wait for the 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes. You don't want to take it in the first 5 minutes, but let's just wait for this first 5 minutes to close and then we can take it. Let's wait for it. Because of the spikiness that kicks in with the open, it could just be forming a high, just a really brutal high, right? And so if we can get 5-minute closure above this, then we can look for something. But until then, let's kind of like wait for it, because it could also just be a double top again forming on the 30 minutes if you look at it, right? Let's see. At least a 5-minute closure, and then the next candle needs to technically respect the lows, give us a minimum pullback and pump above. It will be a scalp entry, most likely something like this. You would need it to respect the lows of the previous candle, and with the momentum give you a breakout. But let's wait for a closure at least above this area of ours. Until then, yeah, stay in a half here. But because it is a very high momentum open now, really high momentum open, you could look for that scalp entry. But in order for you to take that scalp entry, you need to wait for the next 3 minutes at least, because it can always end up being a fake out candle. So it's safe to just is a very safe bet to just kind of like let it play out for the first 5-10 minutes. What's the point of you waiting all day and just getting taken out? Just wait. Oh, see that rejection? And if they have broken the highs and now they start breaking the lows, we know what we are looking for. On the break of the lows here, let's start selling the markets. That's why I kind of stayed out for the first 5 minutes, because if they do reject this resistance here now, then your double top scenario on the 4H and 4H 50% retest scenario really does make sense. So let's kind of just wait for this at the moment. Okay, they are rejecting the highs now. They have no business going past this area, the lows over here. Because of the spikiness, they've given you a nice pump. That's why we didn't take it on the breakout here. We are anticipating a closure above this before we are expecting gold to pump. So if we do get a closure above this and the next one pumps past the highs, then fair enough, you take it, right? Because then you've kind of like waited for every single confirmation, right? What more confirmation do you need? But because the open is so volatile, right, kind of just want to have patience. You want to be super safe. So now if it does start to go past this area here, man, just let's take it downtown. Until then, let's give it just a little bit more room to breathe, see how it wants to react near this resistance level. And if it does give us something decent in the next minute or so above this area, then yeah, we could consider something to the top side. But I do need a closure above that resistance level, which I have shown you guys. I'm just not trading against this resistance because it seems to have a lot of momentum to the downside. This area is this, so again, it's a game of orders, right? If you understand that it's a game of orders, you can see there's a lot of momentum to the downside here, right? So why would I kind of take something very impulsive with the New York Stock Exchange open? I would wait for just the extra bit of confirmation, which might be coming up now. So on the next 5-minute candle, if it does give you a breakout, let's take it. Next 5 minute, you can take a break of the highs. Just let it give you yeah, there you go. Let's take it on the breakout. Wait for let's give it a go. As soon as it gives you just a pullback, just a tiny bottom wick, and let's give it a go. So pullback levels essentially being this area here. So a rejection from here, break of the highs, let's give it a go. Alert goes off, let's give it a go here. Minimum pullback area needs to be retested, and if it does give me a retest of this, breaks the highs, you can give it a go for sure. It makes sense. Stop loss is below the lows of the previous 5 minute, about 20 pips, and you are anticipating essentially a 1-to-1. So let's give it a go. If it gives us that pullback, breaks the highs, it's a scalp entry. It's a scalp entry on the break of the highs. It has no business now rejecting this area, and you want to make it risk free as soon as it goes past this area. So there you go. literally as soon as it goes past this area, you want to start making it risk free, because it could give you a nasty rejection from here. And as soon as it kind of gives you, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Let's go Goldie, wait for it. As soon as it kind of like goes past this area, you want to start making it risk free. At this point, you have all the confirmations you need. You have the New York Stock Exchange momentum. Your TP area is up here. You want to start making it risk free as soon as it breaks past this area. There you go. It's retesting this area because you can see a really nasty rejection from here. You want to be extra bit careful, because with the momentum, I don't think it has any business breaking the lows. So let's kind of make the SL tight, as tight as possible now. Move it below the lows here, because we need the momentum to be on our side now. If it kind of like rejects this area, it takes you out at BE, but don't let this trade play out. Move the SL below the lows, because with the momentum, it has no business rejecting, right? If it wants to give you a breakout. And 5 pips above this is where you kind of want to start making it risk free. As in like move your SLs to BE. This is your 10 pip area. Here you want to start making it risk free, secure profits, 65.80. Until then, kind of like come out of this if it does start to reject again, because then it means the momentum is not on your side. So rather than letting this play out, but if you do want to let this play out, be my guest. But I would rather come out of it if the momentum's not on my side, because it can still become a fake out. That's the only issue. So I would rather come out of it now and then scale back in. If this is not a fake out, it needs to respect this 50% level and it needs to pump back up. And I would most likely scale back in above this area. So just wait for it to set up. If you want to let this play out, be my guest. Your SOs are all the way down there. Be my guest. If you want to let it play out, be my guest. Your SOs are all the way down here. If you want to let this play out, be my guest. And your TP area will essentially be up here. The main TP area will be all the way up here with the New York Stock Exchange open. It's really up to you if you guys want to let this play out, but I do recommend just kind of coming out of it and re-entering on the breakout. It's really up to you, however you want to take it. But I do recommend, because what can happen is they can kind of give you that double top now, right? With the New York Stock Exchange open. And because it should be super volatile, they should not give you a rejection again. That's why I do recommend kind of just coming out at break even and then re-enter as soon as it breaks the highs again. But it's really up to you guys if you want to let this play out. The SLs kind of go all the way down here, right? Because at this point now, your 4H candle has given you a wick fill, and it needs to give you a break, and it needs to pump the price all the way back up. So it has no business kind of breaking these lows here. If it breaks below this low here, then it makes it invalid. But because I know it can do that with the New York Stock Exchange open, it's a really, really tricky open, right? I'd rather just come out of it and I wait for a re-entry. But if you want to let it play out, be my guest. So it's a valid trade. You have all the confirmations you need. All the confirmations you need, you have it. You just let it play out. Wait for the breakout, and you have a clean range up to this area here. So up to you guys, however you like it. But again, you got news coming in, so they might not want to give you that pump just yet, or even a dump. They might want to again bring the price back down. So be extra bit careful here. Extra bit careful. Because at this point now, look at all of your time frames, right? You have the breakout here, you have everything, right? So if it again rejects now, it's just very choppy price action, right? And you can always re-enter on the breakout. But it's really up to you guys. If you want to let it play out, let it play out. Be my guest. But it sort of came out at this area here. Hold on a second. Where's my SL? Yeah, up here. Just came out as soon as it kind of broke its own lows. I came out. So rather than letting it play out, I kind of came out because I didn't like the way it rejected. The thing is with New York Stock Exchange, they will trick you, right? And because you're scalping the markets, you can't really come out. You can't really let it play out. Whereas now, if it does give us that entry again, I'll scale back in. Because with scalps, you want to be really, really careful. And now at this point, look at the price again, right? Look at the price. We've waited all day for it. We have the confirmations. We have everything. It has given you the retest. And now guess what? It has also given you the pullback. So the minute now it starts to pump back up again and gives you a decent confirmation, you could take it. But realistically talking, as long as this level here is holding, yeah, you're quite safe. Your stop loss is still being respected. But I don't know, man. I think with the scalp, I rather come out if it goes against me and scale back in. That's the whole point behind scalp. It gives you a really positive R2R. You know, you have really tiny pullbacks, really tiny minimum drawdowns, and then you have a really aggressive pump. Because again, look what's happened to us now. Once again, right? They have again pushed the price up and rejected the price. They've been doing that all day long. They gave you a breakout here, and now they're again giving you a pullback or a rejection. So below this, I will start selling the price again, or if I see a confirmation back up, very simple, taking it back up again, because they are failing to break above the daily highs, either because they are waiting for the news and there is just no juice in the markets, or because they want to give you a plain and simple rejection. Is there anything we can do about this? No. Is the trade still valid? Yes. Do you want to let this play out? Then go for it. SOs are down here, but if you've come out of it, re-entries make sense once it starts to break. Oh, let's go! Ho ho ho! Oh my lord, do you guys see this?
Bro.
Oh boy. Holy, holy, holy. Do you guys see this? Man, if you did let that trade play out, congratulations to you, man. Holy snap. Oh snap. You guys see this? Whoa.
Crazy.
Congratulations if you did let that trade play out. Wow. Wow. This is insane.
Bro, what the?
News hasn't
Just
even
like
dropped here.
1 second, bro.
Whoa.
There's
Bro. Whoa, ho, ho. Was there any news at 2? No, is that 3 o'clock? Maybe this is news getting priced in. Man, if you did let that trade play out, congratulations to you, man. Congratulations to you. Wow. Wow. Are you guys seeing this? Congratulations to you if you did let this play out. Wow. Wow. Ho ho ho. Oh Lord. Wow. Boom. That's that breakout, man. Wow.
not even a Formula 1 driver can take this trade.
Bro,
Bro.
I know the 4H does not give you a bottom wick. So
Damn,
this is where I was kind of like confused. Why is it not giving you that sort of drop? But yeah, look at that. The respect is respecting the SO area as well, which was all the way down here. And wow, if you did let this trade play out, damn. Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, PC analyst, like. Boom.
Holy snap. Got the trading view alert as well, saying it's crossing your line. The alerts have gone off. Wow. Holy snap. Oh, what a mad trade this was. That's why I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? Like, it's giving you everything that you waited for all day and it's still rejecting. I was so confused. Wow. Wow. What an insane play, man. Ho ho ho. This was crazy. Holy.
It was literally 1 second, bro.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. I literally blinked and I see price all the way up. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
This was manipulation at its finest, man. This was market manipulation at its finest. Holy snap. Wow.
Bro, on the broker, it was a gap, bro.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
On my broker, it was like a 30 pip gap.
That is so crazy, man. That is so crazy. If you did let this trade play out, congratulations to you. I personally came out of it. How about you, Nino? Did you take anything or no?
Nothing.
Okay.
The breakout was not like valid.
Yeah. Holy snap. Yes, sir. Oh, wow. Anyone else? Guys in the chat, did you guys let this play out?
Bro, PC analyst. PVC, bro. He was running by since 163.
Bro, PDC analyst fully is the market maker here, bro. He's a market maker. I know he's a market maker. He's just watching us and trolling us. Oh, wow. Are you guys seeing this?
Oh,
Literally the most insane position you could have taken. Oh, wow. And I told you, as long as the lows are being respected, it will pump. And if it breaks the lows, you got clean sells setting up. Holy moly. Wow. Ho, ho, ho. Wow. Crazy play, man. Crazy play. Very crazy play here in the market. Wow.
be right back, bro.
All right.
Go to
Last
toilet.
15 minutes left now. This is what you call New York Stock Exchange momentum. Wow. At this point, your area that I told you will get retested has been retested as well. Let me know, guys, in the live chat. Did you guys let this play out? Let me know, let me know, let me know. See what I told you guys, like the concept of like the 4H respecting the lows, giving you that minimum pullback and that aggressive pump. Remember I was telling you guys this. So this is where like when they kind of gave you a pullback and then pump and then again pullback and a pump, this is where I was like, okay, why is it just not pumping? Why is it again rejecting? So it kind of threw me off, but holy manipulation at its finest. It's like the brokers kind of like executed all the NYSE orders. Like they like execute them now, take it up. Wow. Insane. Insane play. GGDA. Thank you, my brother. Did you guys get a chance to take this? Let me know in the chat. Did you guys get a chance to take this here? Let me know, let me know, let me know. But wow. Insane. Insane. So we were right, you know. Everything kind of played out. Yeah, you did take it. Damn, nice, bro. Nice, nice, nice. How about everyone else watching? Did you guys take this with us? Did you let it play out or did you come up? What did you guys do? Straight TP. Oof. Look at it just fly now, man. Look at it fly. Wow. Guys, drop a like on the stream. Drop a like on the stream. Waited all day and then anticipated this to happen, and look at this now. Because if you did let this play out, your SL never got hit because it was around this area, your SL. And as I said, give it as much room to breathe as possible. So, man, like your SL was somewhere down below this area, right? And holy snap. Oof. Do you guys see this? Look at this pump, guys. Holy snap. Look at this pump.
Bro, I'm gonna send you a photo for you to see, like the gap, bro.
Crazy.
Crazy,
pump.
guy.
Nuno, check your WhatsApp as well. But insane pump to the top side. Holy. Can you guys see this, right? Can you guys see this? And now it just depends what the numbers are saying in the next 8 minutes or so. Wow. Insane pump. Insane pump, honestly. Again, really bad market conditions, and we were patient enough to just wait for what we want to trade, and when it came, we took it, honestly. Wow. Insane play here. Insane for me personally. BE, but damn, that gap up was on IC markets, bro. The one you showed me.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy, man. On FX team, I've seen they don't ever give you any nasty gaps or anything. On other brokers, they always give you gap ups, don't they? That's insane, man. So most likely they're gonna come down to fill the gap now as well. Wow. Insane play, man. Insane.
It was
play.
not like a 5 pip, a 10 pip like gap. It was like 30 pip gap.
Insane play, man. Insane play. Wow. Crazy play. Let's see what they do with news now, because if the numbers are positive with news now, man, let's remark the daily range again. Remember I told you guys this level will get retested. It will be the first pullback level, right? So at this point, again, you technically have retested that first pullback level on gold. This was the target to the top side, the first target to the top side, right? And it has been retested now. So you got news coming in as well. That was an insane pump, the first initial pump we caught. And now you got news coming in, so with news you could see because it didn't make sense for them to again reject the price with New York Stock Exchange. So that was kind of throwing me off. I was like, why is it rejecting again? Kind of like should be pumping up, and then I blink and I see the price flying. Insane. But that's the pullback level for us now. Max pullback level. Let's mark out the daily range once again. You've got the daily highs up here now. Got the daily lows all the way down here. Lovely. And now at this point we've got the 50% level as well, creeping somewhere around here. So just down there. 4 more minutes left before the news drops. Let's see what the numbers are like, positive or negative. Uh, 63.57. There you go. The stage is set again. Kind of just need to see what the numbers are like first, and once we have the numbers, should be able to do something. Wow, insane breakout, honestly. 2 minutes 53 seconds left before the numbers drop. Anyone that was selling the markets today up here must have had the nastiest slippage, man. Like anyone who had sell orders here, right? I know 100% a lot of these scalpers were selling the markets at 100%. Man, anyone who took that sell position here, right? Look at that. They must have gone at least 20-30 pip of slippage. 110%. 110%. They must have gotten a slippage. Anyone that was selling the markets here. But we got 3 more minutes left. Let's wait for the news to kick in, and then from there we'll take it again. Just waiting for the news to kick in now. But yeah, anyone that saw the markets up, they definitely got destroyed, man. 110%. Two more minutes left before the news kicks in. Hopefully with the news we should be able to get something else. Look at this candle. Insane candle. Honestly, insane candle. One more minute left before the news kicks in now. How many pips did you catch, guys? Whoever caught the first trade with us, how many pips did you catch? Ads and bad beacos. How many pips did you guys catch? Let me know. On the first trade. Let me know. Let me know.
We're probably around 45, bro.
You guys caught like 45 pips?
If they
50 to
close,
70. 50 to
Yeah.
70.
minimum 45.
Madness. Hopefully no one had like a open TP, man.
Oh.
Oh. So it's positive numbers then, right? I'm guessing super positive. 9.41. Retest done. What are the numbers? Does anyone have the numbers? Anyone has the numbers?
Not yet.
Okay, look at that. Positive numbers. Yes, sir. Below this, it's a clean sell-off now. Okay. Clean fake out. 4H give you an upper wick. 15 minutes has also given you the spike down now. Very positive numbers. Super positive numbers. Most likely at this point coming for the daily lows. If we do start to clear this area here. So yeah, most likely coming down for the daily lows. Let's play the 4H. 4H is breaking its lows now. Yeah, at the moment, you just need to stay out of this, to be fair. We're coming down for the 4H 50% at this point, aren't we? And yeah, positive numbers. Really positive numbers. Now that we have super positive numbers, kind of just need to wait for some confirmations over here. Once we have the confirmations, should be able to take it. This is your 4H 50% here. And 59.11. 10 AM candle 4H. previous lows are there, daily lows are there. Anything past it, you've got a support level, you've got the wakeful area, got the support level. So yeah, got super positive numbers. This is where you can see the 4H fake out forming. It needs to give us that wakeful end break scenario. Wakefill scenario should be here. We just need a clean close below this level here on the 30 minutes. We can see maybe something here. Yeah, there you go. Just need a clean sort of close below this area here, and sells below this makes plenty of sense. Nice clean sell position here for sure. We can see this support area here, so there you go. Just need a closure below this area. This is the level we're gonna see gold closing below, and then it should be a clean sell-off. Yep. There it is. Let's wait for this now. Got the positive numbers. Just need a closure below this, and it should be a clean sell-off. First 5 minutes. Second 5 minutes now. So last time it was actually, what was the numbers last time compared to expected?
Yeah.
Actually were negative. And then on the March 6th, it was positive. March 8, my bad, not March 6. March 8, it was positive. Oh, this is in the 5 minutes, what am I doing? March 8, was it? So it must have been around the same time, during this time here then. Around 15:00. 3 o'clock to 15:00, March 8. Okay, so this was the move, the 15:00 move. Yeah, March 8, 2023 is when it dropped last. So 1500, March 8, 1500. This was New York Stock Exchange open, and then with the 1500, they kind of gave you one spike of approximately 78 pips, and then the next one kind of gave you a move to the opposite direction. Makes sense. So if the same concept applies today, move to the opposite direction will be a buy position from down here. One spike of 70-80 pips essentially. Yeah, look at that. So this is all this news event does pretty much, right? This was when the positive numbers were. And the most recent one was May the 2nd. Let's see what they done on May the 2nd. $1,500 May the 2nd, 1,500 must have been this here. Yeah, it must have been this here. Yeah, look at that. Again, 1,500 is usually the NYSE that kind of like gives you something, right? And then the 1,500 didn't really do much, and then the 1,530 gave you a really nice move, and then they just pumped the price up, and damn, 1,900 gave you something insane again. Wow. And then they just pumped the price up again, 2,300. That's crazy. So it was very delayed. So most likely, it most likely seems like the news kind of gets priced in, but they give you a delayed reaction, a delayed move. That's what it seems like with this news event. It's a very delayed move, seems like it. Today has kind of been that sort of day where you just stay out of the markets because there's nothing clean. Just being a lot of patience, to be fair.
The gap is filled now.
Say that again?
The gap is filled now. Again.
Crazy, man.
Bro, looks like what they do is just drop the price, filling the gap. If you see the 1 minute, bro, it's like drop the price, fill the gap, and then
Brokers manipulating everyone, man. We're keeping ourselves protected here. Yeah, this level here, bro, 65. Let's see what they do around 65 level. 65.17. If this candle now becomes a rejection candle, next one kind of makes it, this one kind of rejects now, and next one also makes it invalid. The one after should be able to give us that spike back up to the highs. Makes sense. Let's see. For H, also quite bullish. Still hasn't really violated the previous lows. Daily also quite bullish. Hasn't given you a retest of the... It has retested this resistance, but not the next bit of area which we have to the top side. Still above the daily 50%. Hasn't really kind of given you a rejection as of yet. Maybe a support candle forming on the next 15 minutes and then break of the support candle to retest the lows could be a fair trade to the downside, but until then we haven't really seen much. If this is the move done with the numbers and now they give you technical confirmations to the top side, look at this, right? If they do start to reject this candle now, most likely the next one will pump up to the highest and then past it. Yeah, look at that support candle, minimum pullback and confirmation candle, or a breather candle now. Break of this breather candle, 50% retest done. It can start dropping for sure. Positive numbers, pullback. Last 3 minutes left. pull back on this candle, breather candle, how big this would be. Big SL. Uh, 30 minutes. Yeah, makes sense. Let's wait 2 more minutes left for the new 15 minutes to open. Two more minutes left. One more minute left. New 15-minute open. Minimum pullback on this, or a retest and pump. Let's see what they do. Lows are all the way down there, but closed super bearish. Let's wait on this now for a pullback. Maybe like a support candle. The next one breaks the support candle. You see what I'm looking for, right, everyone? Oh, let's wait. Oh, my alerts are going off again. I need to take my trading view alerts off. That's the rejection. Pull back. Turn this into a support candle. This is where I will recommend an entry. SOs above. Make it risk-free at 50% level. Down here and let the rest run. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. I need to take my notifications off, man. Trading view just pops and pops and pops. Starts like spamming my phone. Today's been, man, it's been a character building day. We've been just waiting and waiting and waiting, honestly. Just being patient, very patient. Next one, maybe a fake out candle for a clean drop, or a breakout candle for a clean pump. Fake out of this area, breaks the lows, we'll make it a fake out candle, we'll give you that trigger. Stop loss is above the highs of the 15-minute candle, the pullback candle, and the next one should be the breakout candle to the downside. Risk-free should be made risk-free at the rejection level. This is where you want to make it risk-free. Yeah, look to the left, look to the left. Nearest support level, you want to make it risk-free here. Make it risk-free here. And let the rest run. Because it's just clean range to the downside.
Bro, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Can you take a look on WhatsApp, please?
Sure. What's happening, Manny, bro? You good? You good? You good?
Manny just changed the name, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh, as soon as I say yes, sir, he's saying yes, sir as well. Crazy, 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 crazy. Did you take the pump with us earlier, Manny? No, we're sort of just waiting, to be fair. Daily is really, really bullish at the moment. Super bullish. Oh. Nice rejection. Nine more minutes, need a break of the breather candle, and then it has no business breaking past this area. It's a valid pullback area. Current 4H range, let's mark it out as well. This is it. Above this 5 pips is a clean buy position. SLs on the lows of the next 5-minute candle, 15-minute candle. So clean buys above this, because we know it's kind of delayed. The news gets priced in, and then it starts to kind of go the opposite direction. So above this 5 pips breakout, clean buy position. Okay. Above the previous 15-minute, the bearish candle, clean buy positions. Breakout, retest of the daily highs, clean target to the top side. Yeah. .30-minute closing as a rejection candle. Very nice, nasty rejection. 4H bullish. So job will be to retest. SL could be over here, 63.30. I just got taken out SL2 tight, but I can't see it because it's this love heart thing in the way. But I don't know what does it say, but it's okay. I'll learn from this. Yeah, with your stop losses, you do need to give it plenty and plenty of room to breathe, man. You wanna give it plenty of room to breathe, honestly. Oh, sell off below this. With the sell off, SL up here above the previous 15-minute highs will be your SL, and yeah, downside play. Only 50% target, okay? Do you know?
Okay.
60% target will be a bit tricky because of the rejection area.
We make that rule, bro, to like when it passes certain number, be, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, make it be layer on to 60%. Sure. Sounds good. And if it's BE, then yeah.
When approach that area, you know?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Makes sense.
Sounds good, my brother. Sounds good. But both ways, you have the position now set up. You know, right?
Yeah.
Good luck. The current 4H candle is actually still bearish. The pullback is done now. So next one opening, breaking the lows, gives you a really nice trigger.
For sure.
This is it. That's the open now. The stage is set.
Sir.
Maybe a resistance candle, this 15 minute, and last 15 minute does it before the hourly comes to a close. Let's see. Or a pump up candle.
Yeah. My neighbor is pushing, man. Jesus.
Let's see.
waiting.
Yes, sir. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Just a waiting game. Just a waiting game. Just a waiting game. Kind of saw it happen earlier. News gives you that one spike and then kind of takes it in the opposite direction, sort of thing. There you go. Let's see what they do. Seems like there's a lot of momentum there as well in the markets, isn't there? Main TP sort of area should be, yeah, the daily highs ish. Okay. Retest done. Just need a breakout. Let's see.
Gotta listen, bro. Something or no?
No. I can't hear anything. Stay focused on this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This is the TP here. That's the TP. Let's mark it out. And risk management area. Let's look at the risk management area. Entry area 70.38. Yeah. risk management area, make it risk free here. So, oh, three. There it is.
Makes sense, but a bit feel.
Yeah, it's a lot of pips, man. Oh, there it is.
The last 15 minutes. Almost.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. That's the pump right there, guys. That's the pump. Wow. Oh, let's go. Drop some W's in the chat. Make it risk free. Woof, woof, woof. Let's go. Let's go. Another one. Drop some W's in the chat. Let's go. Holy, what a nasty pump, man. What a nasty pump. Woof. Drop some W's in the chat, guys. Let's go. What a nice trade. Wow. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Another 45 pips for
My
the win.
My TP didn't got hit, man.
This the 50%.
Yeah. It was like 2 pips away. 15 or 60.
It's okay. Let's go. Another
Yeah.
45 pips. Another 45 pips.
I think with the volume we can get.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Drop some W's in the chat, guys. 2 for 2 today. Insane play. Wow. Insane play. Insane play. Just wow. 2 for 2 once again. 2 for 2 today. Wow. Trade 2 was again a buy position. Drop some W's in the chat, guys. Drop some W's in the chat. You can see played out very nicely. Waited patiently, and there you go. Drop some W's in the chat, everyone. Drop some W's in the chat. Drop a like on the stream. 2 for 2 today. Very nice trade. Come on, guys. I want to see some energy, guys. We've been waiting patiently. I want to see some energy from you guys now. Let's all drop some W's in the chat. Let's spam the chat with W's, guys. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need everyone to spam the chat now with W's. Let's do it.
15 minutes open. 1 minute left. No.
Oh, guys, let's drop some W's in the chat and let's make waves here. We are done. I think my mic was muted earlier, but yes, and then another amazing session. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining. Before we make waves, let's drop some W's in the chat so I can make a quick video, and then from there, we'll be back tomorrow to do the same thing again. Very nice session today. Very nice session.